Well, hello, I am Teddy, and I'm here to tell you about a new YouTube series I'm going to be doing. And it's going to be called... I gotta breathe a bit. It's going to be called Teddy's Instrument of the Week. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you an instrument. This week's instrument is the acoustic guitar. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to appraise it, give you a brief history of the instrument, and I'm going to appraise its durability and playability over on my graph over there that you cannot see. So first, the history of this instrument. I'm also going to give you pros and cons, make it up. Well, I play all these instruments. Come on. The guitar had its primitive origins in the Near East. So 1850, it's got to be older than that, but clay plaques from Babylonia, 1850. A necked instrument, later evidence from Egypt. Oh, I guess they were excavated, right? They seem to think that 1850 has something to do with the Middle Ages. Right? I can't rely on this history. It was invented, apparently, by Spanish people before they had invented Mexicans. And it had like 4 strings, but then they added the neck strings, the 5 and 6 strings on later. It wasn't popular until around after the Civil War, actually. It didn't get popular until after then, like even further later after that. So that's the history bit, which didn't turn out as good as I thought because my research abilities are not what I'd like them to be. Now this... Oh, I'm sorry, I'm in drop D. Now, acoustic guitar can play in a variety of different tunings without having any problems whatsoever. I mean, it'll all sound good. Now, a guitar is usually assessed by its action, that's the height of the strings above the frets, and its wood and its sound, you know, brightness, you know. This guitar is a fairly bright guitar. And this guitar is made by Art and Lutherie. The problem with assessing acoustic guitar as an instrument is that every single one is different. Even if it's made by the same company, manufacturer, same tree, it's going to be different. Same model, everything. This one is an Art and Lutherie. What model is it? It's got a serial number. I can't figure out what model it is. I'll figure that out later. So this guitar's action is pretty low. Like, I can hammer on. That was terrible. That wasn't even a scale, but I can hammer on. Guitars can play in a different variety of genres as well. You can do blues, you can do rock and roll. You can do folk. This guitar is very loud, which is brilliant. Now, the cons to an acoustic guitar is you can't make it go. You cannot do that on an acoustic guitar. You have to have an electric to make it go. And also, you can't play it like a banjo. And guitars are like the only stringed instruments to be tuned like a guitar. So there's a learning curve for all non-guitar instruments, except for maybe the bass guitar. Not the upright bass, though, that's different. You're going to need a learning curve for that. So there's pretty much a learning curve for any other different instrument. So, also, if you're small, a guitar is not, or at least an acoustic one, not the instrument for you, because you'll have to get a smaller one. And the problem with those is they invented what we call the 0th fret. And the theory behind a guitar is you play behind the fret that you want to play. So this is the 1st fret, and I'm playing behind the 1st fret. The fret is the metal bar, and I'm playing behind the 1st fret. In order to figure out what note I'm playing. And the theory behind this is this nut is what's creating the open string. So if you press this down, this is like creating a new nut. That's an F, by the way. But for some reason, those guitars are so badly made, and they need to be more precise than a regular guitar because they're smaller. But because they're such badly made instruments, they have to put a 0th fret right here. If you can see that, I'm not sure. Right here, just below the 1st fret. And so you want to watch out for companies like First Act. It's possible to buy a very good quality instrument for not very much money. And you don't have to buy a Taylor, you don't have to buy a Martin. There are ones that a lot of people know sound better for less cost. Problems with acoustic guitars is they're not always as durable as you'd like. You will nick and you will bruise them a lot, which is why one of the reasons they invented a pickguard. So now we're going to go over to the wall of play durability, and we're going to test to see how well this guitar does on the wall. And this being the first episode of Instruments with Teddy. This is going to be the only thing on the wall, so you'll have nothing to compare it to until next time. Alright, see you in a minute. Alright, so now we're at the graph. So let me take a couple seconds to tell you how exactly this graph works. Over here, so from the y-axis is durable. You're more durable if you're up here. But the x-axis, that's playable. If you're more playable, you go in this area. So what we'd be aiming for with a perfect instrument would be smack up here. Durable and playable. But unfortunately, I don't know of an instrument that actually exists that is like that. Maybe except that Casio over there. That thing's been around for years. Like, maybe even since the 80s. Ancient thing. But, it sounds like crap, though. Alright. So, an acoustic guitar, or at least this particular acoustic guitar, Art mu3 guitars in general, or at least, you see what I mean? Is very playable. So I'd say maybe about here. But it's not as durable as I'd like, and it's also not very portable. So I'd say maybe about here. Right, as you can see, durable the way up here. So it's fairly durable. Like, I'd say a little higher on durability. So it's fairly durable, but you are going to bang it. You might even crack the neck bits. It's fairly durable, but it's also very, very playable. Also, the worst instrument you could ever have would be over here. Because it sucks if it's over there. Terrible, terrible, terrible instrument. And then you get problem areas like over here. It's playable as God, but you can't take it out anywhere. At all. Or over here, where it's durable. Or actually over here, where it's durable, but you can't play it at all. It's just terrible. Alright. So, in summation, a guitar is a beautiful, wonderful instrument. But you're going to have some problems with taking it around with you. That's why you always want to, for your acoustic guitar, invest in a hard case. The only problems with hard cases is they're expensive, but they will protect your instrument to death. Like, you'll have to murder your case in order to get your guitar out of it. It's like the presidential bodyguard for guitars. And that's pretty much all I have to say. See you guys later.